Yo, this is Rick Mahorn, the bad boy, giving a shout out to my man Drew, Detroit Drew. Make sure you tune in on his YouTube channel, Detroit Drew. Bad boy.
What's good, peeps? And today's kind of a mixed bag because I'm praising and I'm kind of ripping down the Pistons as a whole. But let's talk about the positive first. This is what the people want to listen to, and that's about Beef Stew Isaiah Stewart, man. I'm not sure the total blocks or steals he had last night because deflections don't tell the whole story. When Isaiah Stewart was out there, we were better defensively protecting the rim. The Knicks are a team that like to work it down low and get lobs to Julius Randle, to Obi Toppin, and Nerlens Noel. When Isaiah Stewart wasn't out there and Bumley was or Sekou was, we were getting torched down low. It was absolutely sad. But the effort Isaiah Stewart showed on breaking up these alley-oops and getting a couple blocks, that chase down block on Obi was nice. That was very, very awesome to see. And he just wasn't allowing anything free down there. He was making people earn it. Not saying he played perfect because we got blown out in the long run, but one man like that is not going to change the difference. On the positive side of that, though, he showed us what he can become. He has a lot to work offensively on, but defensively he goes at it. He gives it his all, and he was just in perfect position for a lot of these breakups and blocks. He just showed the Pistons what he can do. He could be a future defensive anchor. I don't want to go as far as to say Big Ben because I see a lot of people comparing him to Big Ben. It's a different story. For one, Big Ben went undrafted. That's motivation. He was undersized by a lot, and he played in an era where there was a lot of good centers like Shaq and Yao Ming. We can go on and on. He had to guard people like Kevin Garnett. There's a bunch of people he had to guard that. Tim Duncan's another good one to throw up there. There's a ton of good centers where the NBA was different. Now it's more you have to shoot threes. So he's got some good competition like the Joker and Julius Randle's a good one he was guarding, and Joel Embiid. It's different styles, but he can become the Big Ben of this team. Not saying he's going to be as good as Big Ben because there will never be another Big Ben in my personal opinion. What he did going undrafted, winning 4 Defensive Player of the Year awards, and just shutting teams down and actually intimidating other teams to not come down low. He's got a long way to go to get there. And Big Ben didn't do that for a few years, but even when he was on Washington coming off the bench, you could just tell like he's a good defender. There's leaps and bounds Stewart has to go through to get there, but I can see the comparisons. And last night he showed a glimpse of what an anchor he could be. Now on the flip side, there's still some problems with this team. For example, we let Derrick Rose do whatever he wanted last night. We had no perimeter defense at all. And, Isaiah Stewart could only do so much. He was kind of on an island down there. The thing that really bugged me last night was to start the game off, New York got off to a good start. We really couldn't set up the half-court offense. Jeremy Grant hit an early 3 to start the game out, but they were shutting that stuff down. So what do? Dennis Smith Jr. pushed the pace and got Mason Plumlee a couple of easy buckets in transition. But after that, they stopped doing that. When you bring Saben Lee into the game, he's a guy who wants to go. You have to run fast because you're not going to get fast break points, but when you get a rebound, go, just run. The Knicks were struggling with that, but we kept wanting to set up the half-court offense, which I get it. There's a time and a place for it. But when you got a bunch of young guys like Josh Jackson and Sekou Doumbouya and even Saben Lee and Dennis Smith Jr. who want to run the floor, you have to. It's your best personnel. And to be honest with you, Svi was off. You can't run a half-court set when you don't have any shooting that well. Because the Knicks were shutting everything down in the paint. Give credit to Tom Thibodeau. I did not expect the Knicks to be this good. They're probably the best defensive team in basketball right now. They were shutting everything down. They can switch. They communicate. Nerlens Noel's having a great season. I wish we would have signed him instead of Plumlee, but that's neither here nor there. The problem is coaching let us down last night. It kind of takes away from Beef Stew's night, because that was really the only bright spot in last night's game was Isaiah Stewart. We have a lot to fix, but it's not going to happen overnight. We have a lot of good pieces. They need to get better, and defensively is one of them. I think that's really our problem. I don't think offensively so much. I mean, we only scored 90 points, but when we go against the zone, we just crumble, bro. It's like we don't know what the hell we're doing. We don't know why we're doing it. We're just out there playing and turning the ball over. We were really sloppy last night. Turnovers was a huge, huge problem. But I think more so we allowed over 120, 110 points last night. It's a problem. It's something that we need to address, and I'm sure we will in time. But Isaiah Stewart, man, he could be a defensive anchor for this team. I'm telling you what, man. He can be this guy that, no one wants to play against. You can already see it when he goes against Giannis and Braun. I mean, he was frustrating the Knicks last night. Even though the Knicks were playing fantastic and they could not miss, they did not like going against Isaiah Stewart. And that's what I want, man. I want a player like that no matter who you are, no matter what team you play for. He's not going to back down. He's going to give it his all. No matter how much we're down or how much we're up, he's a guy who's going to give it 110% every night. I can't ask for more than that. So, just Isaiah Stewart just needs to be a little bit more consistency on that end of the floor, which in time when he learns to communicate and gets to read NBA offense a little bit more and knows how to scout people, he's going to take off defensively and be one of the league's best defensive players in the league. So I'm not worried about that. Again, he's a rookie. We can't expect too much. So I like what I've seen from him, though. Let me know what you guys think about Isaiah Stewart's performance. Do you guys like the Big Ben comparison? Do you not? And then what do you guys think what I said about the half-court offense? Do you guys like it? What do we need to change? Leave all that stuff down below. I really wanted to go live last night, but I had to work early this morning. So that's why I didn't do it. I was going to go communicate with you guys and talk one-on-one. But leave your thoughts down below. Instagram, Twitter, DS members in the description. Check it all out. And I'll see you guys in the next one. And that's the bottom line, because Double D said so. Peace.